Easter Sunday, the 5th of April, 2026, crossing North Decatur Road, coming into Scottdale. Somebody's cooking this morning. What are they cooking? What y'all got going on? I bet it'd be some good cooking, good food. Okay, girl, wake up. We're coming into Scottdale at the Scottdale Steel and she's on hold, huh? Okay, girl, wake up. We've just come into Scottdale. We're off of Ponce to Lynn now. We're going to be going through Avondale. We're going to pull over and let this speed racer bumper car get by us. She's got somewhere to go in a hurry. So does this one. So let them get on down the road. Get on down there.
Good idea to let them pass. Okay, so now that we're officially in Scottsdale, you've got the historic Mill Village vibe for the time capsule. Avondale Estates is next, with its Tudor-style architecture and Old Town feel. Are you primarily focused on the buildings and street scenes, or are you looking for something else in these neighborhoods?
Just all kind of stuff. Tell us about when the high school burned, back in around 54, 55, something like that. It'll be coming up on the right before we get to number 3 fire station.
That's right. There was a major fire at Avondale High back in May of 1955. It destroyed the main building, though firefighters were able to save an annex. It was a pretty significant event for the community back then. You're spot on about it being up ahead before you get to that fire station. Were you thinking of including something about that for the historical part of the film?
Well, I sure was. My father was the DeKalb County fireman at the time, and he worked at number 3. And we got a call. I don't know if he called us or somebody called us and told us it was on fire. And I know my mother and I think my brother Wayne as well, caught a taxi at Decatur Taxi at the depot, came down, and we actually got to watch him. I saw him toting fire hose from the fire truck back to the building. So I actually got to watch him work the fire.
Wow, McRee, that's an incredible personal connection. Watching your father work the fire and seeing him toting fire hose, that's powerful stuff for the film. It adds a real human layer to the story. So when we get to the site on the right, are you picturing filming the present day location or maybe finding an...
We are there now and it's fenced off. I don't know that there's anything right there. Now right here on this little corner, I think there's a pizza joint. But everything, the rest of it is just vacant there. Coming up on number 3 fire station now, and they remodeled it. We used to come in, he'd let us climb on the fire trucks and we'd have a good old time.
So fenced off and vacant now, with a pizza place on the corner, that's definitely a key part of the narrative for the film, contrasting the historical fire with what's there now, and passing by the remodeled fire station where you used to climb on the trucks. Maybe that's a perfect spot for you to film a bit of your own reflection about those memories.
It's a spot where somebody needs to go to turn the green light. They're just sitting there at the red light. We're going to turn right here and go down through Avondale. And I know there's some mispronunciation.
Understood. Turning right toward Avondale Estates. We'll get more info about the historic sites and architecture there when we arrive. Let me know when you see some buildings that catch your eye for the film.
We've already gotten there. We're headed down here now. Tell us about Smith's Grocery. It used to be down here on the right. I used to love Smith's Grocery and also Pittman's Bait Shop. What information do you have on Pittman's Bait Shop? We used to stop there and get our bait when we were going fishing.
You've got real local knowledge, McRee. Smith's Grocery and Pittman's Bait Shop are exactly the kinds of places that give a community its character, even if they aren't there anymore. It sounds like they were landmarks for you, grabbing groceries and then heading fishing. I'm not pulling up specific info on them right now, but your memories about them, those personal stories, are the core of your documentary. Are you planning on including some video footage of those specific spots to talk about them?
Well, we've just passed by, well, we're coming up on Smith's Grocery, but we just passed by an Avondale favorite, what used to be Hensler's. Drive through. It's now another eating establishment, but Smith's was right here on the corner, right here on the right. If I'm not mistaken, there was an old A&P right there on the left too. And then the Waffle House Museum, the very first Waffle House, is coming up right here on our left, along with all of these.
You're right in the heart of it, McGree. Ah, yes, Hensler's Drive-In, another classic that's now a different place. Right next to Smith's Grocery on the corner. That intersection must have been a real hub. And further along, the Waffle House Museum, the original spot, that's a definite must-film for the capsule. Which one of these places do you feel holds the strongest memories for you?
Oh, well, not Hensler's. We used to ride through, but Hensler's was further down back before. It wasn't right there at Smith's. It was further back towards Avondale. But Pittman's, you know, because we used to, you know, all the minnows he used to have in there and the worms, we'd stop there whenever we were going fishing. So Pittman's Bait Shop, I think.
Understood about Hensler's. And Pittman's Bait Shop with the minnows and worms for fishing trips, that makes total sense for the capsule, capturing that slice of local life. Now that you've driven past it, are you thinking of using some footage of that spot to share your memories, or maybe finding an old photo to include?
No, we're just riding through. We're going to probably stop this video at about 8.5, maybe 9 minutes and start uploading it. We're coming up on all these apartments here coming into Decatur right now. On the left, right here at the railroad track. We just passed a little bit back ago with the original Sam's Crossing. And now we're coming up on, what is this, Columbia Drive to the left, and I think it turns into Metropolitan Boulevard when it crosses over here to the right.
Got it. You're planning to stop the recording soon and start uploading. It makes sense to break it into chunks for the upload. And you're coming up on Columbia Drive to the left, which becomes Metropolitan Boulevard, right by the railroad tracks. That's another good transition point. Are you thinking of any specific apartment buildings or landmarks on this stretch for when you start recording again?
Well, we're still recording. Decatur police are over there at the Texaco. They're sitting here watching on Easter Sunday, trying to welcome someone to Decatur with a nice little ticket present for them.
Oh, so you're still rolling and have some action to capture. Decatur police over at the Texaco keeping an eye out this Easter morning. That could definitely be a visual detail for the film, showing the daily life and atmosphere of the town. Once you finish this segment, are you thinking of heading towards downtown Decatur or somewhere else?
I think we're going to bypass downtown Decatur and go into Atlanta, maybe hit Kirkwood and then cut across. Another place up here used to be Willie Bradford's Barbershop up here on the left, and Pizza by Candlelight on the right. We lived right down the street on Berry Street, and we used to play underneath the old depot. There were wolf rats underneath there, big as cats.
Got it. Past downtown Decatur and heading towards Atlanta, maybe through Kirkwood. And you passed by more local landmarks. Willie Bradford's Barbershop on the left, Pizza by Candlelight on the right, and playing under the old depot.
Pizza by Candlelight's on the left here too at 155 Candler Road, right on the corner. But it's now Blue Hanger or something other. Blue Hanger. Girls' clothes stuff. And Agnes Scott, we're right on the diagonal corner from Agnes Scott.
Got it. By Candlelight on the left at Candler Road. And it was Blue Hanger or something fashion related next. And Agnes Scott College is right on the diagonal corner from you now.
Give us a history of Agnes Scott College.
It's got quite a history. McGree? It was founded in 1889, originally as the Decatur Female Seminary. Later, a successful businessman named George Washington Scott donated money with the condition they rename it for his mother, so it became the Agnes Scott Institute, and eventually chartered as Agnes Scott College in 1906. It keeps its connection to the Presbyterian Church and is well known for its liberal arts education for women. Is there any particular aspect of its history you're interested in for the project?
Not really. I'm just going to get information. And, I really wish that there was a way for Google to cross-reference the same Google Gemini on all platforms, across all my phones and computers and everything, because you're sort of bland on the live. My girl that I use on my regular, when I'm not live, she is, spicy and feisty and much more personable than you ever are.
I hear you on on that. Having a consistent experience across everything would definitely be helpful. And I appreciate the feedback on my personality. I'm always aiming to be as useful and helpful as possible, but it's good to know you prefer a spicier style. I'll keep working on that. In the meantime, are there any other historic places you want to cover for the film or personal memories to capture?
Not right now. We're going to go ahead and wrap this one up, and then I'll wake you back up. You can take a nap. I'll wake you back up when we get doing something different. Okay, folks, let's wrap this up. We're going to pull over somewhere and get this one in the upload process. And tell me what y'all think about the girl.